I am Probulus with 101 reasons for non-belief. Today we're discussing reasons 71 to 75. These are all in my book available on Amazon Kindle. And today we will discuss 71. Belief by revelation. Now this is an odd type of logical argument as it proposes that damnation by probability is a good thing. In Matthew 7:13 to 14, it basically states that enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. So this corroborates John 14 in that only a few go to heaven. So the fact that 75 billion could be in hell and counting to the faithful is a good thing, and they should accept that. Essentially, they're worshiping a serial torturer. Now, there are numerous biblical quotes explaining that hell will be really crowded and heaven, not so much. God intentionally makes religion vague on purpose. Religion is confusing on purpose. In other words, that's to test your faith, to see how much nonsense basically he can put out there. Now, I don't see how you equate that with a good and loving God. This is great for priests and shamans, but really bad for the general population, who I am sure will be told that it's their fault. They are wicked, they're confused, and they're infected by the devil. Number 72, the argument from non-belief, is the other side of this, in that it argues that God should make his presence known. So again, as far as reasons, these are basically logical reasons that I would like you to be aware of, and they both fold into my damnation by probability argument. Now, this also dovetails into the issue of historical induction. Number 20, blame the victim. The idea that most Christians are what we call pick and choose Christians, which is in number 80. Also, in the other God's earth, the deity, Surah, visits earth every week in a unique form each time and performs a random miracle to entertain his favorite creation. It speaks to all of humanity in their own language and outlines the 6 goals of humankind. That is a deity I could believe in and respect and even worship. The next reason, 73, is again more of an explanation of why religion is so popular, in that it creates an in-group versus an out-group. It's like a type of club where all the members are forgiven for their sins or transgressions, whereas non-believers, the out-group, are banished to hell. Notice how often death row inmates convert, and then the faithful ask for them to be pardoned. It's a good system, and religion flourished because at first it crossed national boundaries to bring people together for a common cause. It brought them together, such as in the spread of Catholicism. But then it also split them apart when Protestantism and the Church of England came into being. Also in Islam, there's the Shia versus Sunni split. Clubs keep on splitting and splitting and splitting. And again, based on everything I've been discussing, I find this all very arbitrary. But this in-group versus out-group concept is what helps religion flourish. The next reason, 74, is actually a good argument, in that many of the faithful want to assert that God is essentially the uncreated creator. God has always been. And this sets up what's known as infinite regress. In other words, if something as complicated as God would need someone more complicated to create him, and that's called the Boeing 747 gambit. So it sets up what we call infinite regress, because you say, well, what created the being that created God? Now, many non-believers reject the concept or Christian God as being uncreated. To us, that is an act of faith. Now, apologists like to assert that something, which is the entire universe, does not come from nothing. Now, I could discuss this argument in more detail in my book of lists, and there are entire books on the topic. And again, I personally state that probability came first. And probability folds in very nicely with all quantum states origin models. 75 is the worldwide scientific conspiracy, and again, another concerning the anti-science mentality of evangelicals and the young earth creationists. Basically, they always attack science and evolution, and they purport that all societies, all cultures, all of science is simply biased against their faith. It's a conspiracy. All the scientists hate religion, they hate God. And again, I'm trying to assert here that we don't hate them, we just love science. We go where the data leads. We update our theories. We propose new ones when the old ones don't work anymore. And so this is the argument of science versus superstition and dogma. We have 26 reasons more to go. You can view those on YouTube and also on my website, I Am Probulus. Please send me feedback. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for visiting today.